Hey,
Epilepsy.
we're
Oh,
live! Yippee! Hey everyone, how you doing? This is PowHer Hour 2.0. My name is Veronica Valentino, and I'm with my co-hosts out in Las Vegas, Miss Lisa Griggs and Miss Renee Rand. I want to welcome everybody for being here this evening. We are so ecstatic because you know what? We are hitting another milestone. We have, I think, six more ladies, and we will be at 800
that's
women.
right.
800. Can you imagine 800 women? That is so super exciting. And I know, Renee, you have something exciting to say about that.
I do. We're going to give away a really cool self care package, whether you want it to be a libido package or you want it to be a little bit more mild. We will happily meet your needs, whether that's mild or wild. And we're excited about it. We're going to give that away. I would imagine probably next Monday.
You know what? I'm hoping within the next 24 hours because you know what? I sent out 50 invites. So I hope we get that and maybe
Awesome.
we'll hit 900 by the time December 1st hits. That would be
Well, so
that
everybody please share,
amazing.
okay? Share
Yes.
so that we can have give away more goodies and have a lot more fun, and we love doing this.
Yeah, that's so exciting. And I want to welcome everybody here this evening. Miss Lisa Graves, could you please talk a little bit about our sponsor?
Yes, we do. We have a great sponsor. Zinzino means a little piece of something of great value. So love saying that. I love little pieces with big value.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we do have
Yeah.
also an 800 number. We'd love to hear from you. Take your questions. Give us a call, 877-776-3985. I know I have it memorized. I call
Okay.
myself. So anyway,
Or
great
you
show
could just
coming up. Yeah.
or you could just scan that code.
Yes, right there.
Right
Great
there.
That's
show
to,
coming up.
yeah, and that's to join our Facebook page. You know, I want to again, so super excited because we got really big things happening and that are going on, and we look forward to bigger things.
Mhm.
There we go. All right. Well, Veronica's in freeze frame mode right at the moment. So today we're going to be talking about menopause and anxiety and giving you and sharing a few ideas on what we can do to help make a difference there. And of course, we also have our amazing, amazing expert with us today,
As well.
Robert.
But today we are going to talk about,
Ah, that was interesting. Did you freeze or did we freeze?
I don't know.
I know I froze. I may be, if you lose me, I'll be running upstairs to get on my laptop.
Okay.
All
But you know
right.
what? Hey, while you got me here for a few seconds, menopause can cause anxiety due to hormonal fluctuations, particularly declining estrogen levels that we always talk about, which also affects the brain chemicals like serotonin. Other triggers include physical symptoms like hot flashes. We all know about that. Poor sleep, which can exacerbate feelings of worry and panic, which I'm in right now, worry and panic, because I think I keep freezing and
There's
I'm
a
not
timeline.
losing my connection. So, addressing menopause related anxiety involves a combination of medical treatments and, or cognitive behavioral therapy and stuff like that. But I know Renee was talking about something when I went in freeze mode. So I
I was just going to introduce Robert.
believe you were asking Robert, and you did it again. I think I need to run upstairs.
I think you need to run
Let me go
upstairs.
run. Let me go do this.
All right,
I do.
Robert. We're so excited to have you with us on the call today, as always. And you are a great expert for us and for all of our guests. And I know there's a piece that I'm sure you can share with us about menopause and anxiety and how it relates to, our overall health and what's going on in our bodies when we're having those issues.
Well, the topic is always intriguing as I spend time with you guys. Yes, I definitely can weigh in. Matter of fact, I did a course this weekend and we talked a lot about gut health. And once you understand the role of gut health, you start to realize all parts of health literally begins in the gut, right? So Hippocrates once said that all disease begins in the gut, which also says that a lot of probably improvements as it pertains to all parts of health would begin in the gut. And because you're talking about anxiety, if I can go there for instance, many people when they think of anxiety, I think they come up with different ideas. I'm Renee, like for you, when you think of anxiety, like what comes to mind for you?
Maybe overloaded with maybe some stressful situations. I don't get anxious often, but one time that it does affect me is if my blood sugar's dropping, I can get pretty anxious about trying to figure out how to fix it really quick before I crash. And but my fail safe is, if I want to get rid of my anxiety, I'm going to go have an orgasm. So that's my solution.
Now, once you have an orgasm, then the orgasm, I mean, it may help for that moment, but if the anxiety is real, wouldn't the anxiety still be there?
Not generally. Usually when I get that release of endorphins that run through my body after an orgasm, it will usually chill things out enough where I feel more normal.
Okay. I mean, so
So,
kind of like if a person took some type of medication,
right,
right? Because anxiety is not only emotional, it is biochemical. And
right,
so that's why I mean, like, let's say that a person does that, and okay, you feel good, and maybe you feel good for a little while, but eventually, if that thing that was causing the anxiety, it may still be there,
right,
right? So it just you put it off for a little bit. Now, maybe you
right,
can be productive and fix the thing that's really bothering you after you have that oxy moment, right?
right, right.
But it's this weekend we were talking about the tryptophan pathway.
Okay.
Now, for those, so I'm going to go somewhere with this because it does tie in, and it's so interesting how this is the case. But you guys, it really is the case, and that is the product balance oil is extremely restorative in so many ways. And now we have, and the balance test, which is a quick and easy way for a person to find out what their balance is as it pertains to these things called omega 6 and omega 3. And the good news is that when you're out of balance and you see that through a test, then the product balance oil is one for sure way that you can improve that balance, which means calming inflammation, reducing inflammation, which inflammation is tied into every chronic illness that people experience. Well, we also have a gut health test, and the gut health test will give you feedback on certain things that are taking place in your gut because what takes place in your gut shows up in your blood. And one of the factors is this thing called kynurenine. So kynurenine is a metabolite which is strongly connected to anxiety in a huge way. And it's connected to this thing called cortisol. So you'll hear people say the stress hormone, it causes belly fat. Very connected to that. It plays a huge role in inflammation and a huge role in gut stress or inflammation or stress on your immune system. So you'll hear people say, I have a lot of anxiety, and then they start to get sick more often. And it becomes really clear how this gut test could help rule out many things, not just when you're having a problem, but it's a predictor that a problem is coming.
Right.
So before I go into all of that, I would preface and share this one part in my own personal life where I remember having a lot of anxiety, but when someone would ask me about it or stress, I would say, no, I'm good because I was good. I felt like I was good. And one day I was working out early in the morning in this gym, and I was all by myself. No one was there but me. You had the guy who was running the front desk, but it was just me by myself. And I remember in between sets having a panic attack.
Oh, wow.
And I had this panic attack, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to find me dead in the gym, right? Because when it's happening, you can't breathe. I mean, it was horrible.
Well,
And what I learned from that was even though I kept telling everybody I was good and I was okay, I wasn't, because the thing was still the thing that was driving my anxiety. And so you can fool yourself, in thinking you're all good, but eventually it's going to show up. And that's one way that it can show up.
mm,
So I thought I had fixed it. And about 6 months later, I had another one. And that's when I had my come to Jesus moment when I was like, you know what? I need to acknowledge it. And that's one of the reasons why, like, I play with Veronica, and when people say, "Hey, Robert, how you doing?" I'm all right. And there will be days when you say, "Robert, how you doing?" I am on top. I'm blessed. I'm so happy. I'm going to tell the truth. And once I had that moment back then, I have not had a panic attack since.
Oh, that's great.
Amen. And I'm telling you, a lot of people will fool themselves and it will show up. It can show up and be expressed as cancer. And we know this. This is all like proven. So I always tell people, just be honest, man. Just be honest. Not like we want to hang out with the Debbie Downer, because nobody likes to work with people who are sad and drained and walking around depressed. People want to work with winners. So we
Yep.
can be honest and still be winners, right? Because winners are always looking to make things better. And so with the gut test, what we learned was you can tap into anxiety if it's happening. And this same thing literally could go right back to menopause. So
mm.
before I walk you through exactly what that means when I mentioned this word kynurenine and blah blah blah, I'll pause there in case there's a question or you guys want to go in a different direction. I'm open to it.
I'm good. I think you should proceed. And I know you always play with me. Do you ever say anything different? I think for me, when I say I'm awesome, I'm getting better all the time, it keeps me in a positive mindset. And it just makes me feel better. It makes my day begin better. And I just stay with that. That's the flow that I always get because my energy, I know a lot of people also feed off of my energy. So I try not to be anxious. Um, do I have my moments? Yeah, I might have my moment, but I don't want, uh, that's something that you would probably very rarely see.
Hmm.
And just wanted to make a comment to that. But go ahead, Robert, keep
Okay.
going.
Okay. All right. So not to like geek out, but there's in science when you go biochemical, and it's interesting because I sent over the weekend 3 emails to psychiatrists that I know. Two of them have hired me as their nutrition coach. They respect me. They've said really nice, positive things about me on their Facebook page, how happy they were. So I know they respect me, right? Well, I've sent them information on these pathways that I know they would be familiar with and how it could be helpful to all of their patients who are dealing with anxiety, dealing with depression, dealing with all the negatives that go to the mental health side. And the sad part is that they acknowledge this word kynurenine, but they stop there because it's information that they weren't familiar with. And so now I'm waiting to see if they're going to let their ego get in the way, or are they going to see the real benefit and ask for more? And that's how I would ask people who are watching us have this conversation. If you are stressed, if you have anxiety, if you have moments of depression, then I would say reach out to any of the ladies on this call, because we actually have a protocol that could be helpful to include a test. So I just wanted to preface by saying that. And so these pathways, it begins with this thing called tryptophan. So tryptophan is an essential amino acid, and this is the week of turkey. So a lot of people know that one of the meats that has the most amount of tryptophan in it is turkey. And for some reason, it's always associated with feeling tired and sleepy. I don't know about you guys, but people say, "Oh, I'm having a tryptophan moment. I'm tired. I got to take a nap." Which anyway, it doesn't really even, that's not even really the sleep. I think it's the gravy and the potatoes and all the other stuff they're eating. But anyway, tryptophan, when you eat tryptophan, whether it's turkey or eggs or meat, fish, eventually that food that you bite on, that meat, breaks down in your stomach, and it continues to break down into these things called amino acids. Now, these amino acids it's kind of like letters, like playing scramble. They can get absorbed into your bloodstream, and you have things like enzymes, hormones that use these amino acids, takes them and then puts them together into words to do whatever they are designed to do. So it doesn't matter where you get the tryptophan from. If you got it from turkey, great. If you got it from a piece of broccoli, eventually it's in your circulation. Now, a lot of it continues to go into your like small intestine, your large intestine. And when it gets in there, it has these different roads it can go down. So the first one, and this is just a preface to where we're going, is serotonin. And we've talked about this in some past moments together when we talked about getting better sleep. Because tryptophan will convert, once it's in your body, into serotonin. And serotonin plays a huge role in our mood. And anyone who's on an antidepressant, maybe they deal with anxiety, they may be taking an SSRI, which is about serotonin. Now, of that tryptophan that you eat, about 1 to 3% will be converted into serotonin. So it doesn't need much, but it needs it. And most people do get enough tryptophan. Now, serotonin plays a huge role in your mood, and then serotonin can then convert over to this thing called melatonin, which can help you sleep. So that's one pathway. So tryptophan is very important. So it can help our mood, it can help us sleep. And one other thing about tryptophan, over 90% of serotonin in your body is produced in your gut microbiome or among your gut microbiota. Most people assume serotonin, because it's all about mood, is primarily created in your or produced in your brain. And that's not the case. The large majority, over 90%, is literally produced in your gut. All right, want to pause there? Anybody want to soak that up? Because that's one to hang on to. Okay. Right? I mean, if serotonin is the beneficial factor and it's primarily produced in your gut, then yes, it's pretty obvious at this point that gut health is important.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that me? Sorry about that. That was Siri trying to jump into the conversation. Okay, so we know that part. There's another road that it can go down. It's called kynurenine. And I'm going to keep saying that word because all of us will benefit from memorizing it and saying it on a regular basis. You could abbreviate it and go KYN, but we're going to say kynurenine. Kynurenine, kynurenine, kynurenine. And if your stomach is stressed, if you have anxiety, what happens is kynurenine will rob the tryptophan from going other places and run with it to cause that inflammation and put you in dire straits. That's what happens with kynurenine. So when kynurenine levels are elevated, that's not a good thing. And when you get your gut health test, it will tell you if your kynurenine levels are elevated. So anyone dealing with anxiety or stress, it would be to their benefit to keep inflammation down in your gut so that the kynurenine levels are down. And there's another pathway called IPA, and I'll pause here with the technical terms, but you want that to be elevated. And when that's elevated, it helps bring down the kynurenine, which then should help a person not be as anxious. And a lot of that comes back to nutrition.
Right.
Not just how you think about things, but literally like what's in your body, a food as medicine approach.
Right. So true, Robert. That is, people need to realize that is such a huge effect on everything that we go through, not just anxiety, but all the things that we deal with on a regular basis have to do with what we're putting in our bodies in every form.
Mm-hmm. Here a little bit. That wasn't me. Who was that? Okay.
That was Gloria. I unmuted her.
Okay. Yeah, so I think better health improves with gut health.
Right.
And one of the key things that we can all do as far as food, okay, you ready for this one? It's almost like we're set up for success, because if you don't have an adequate amount of omega-3s in your body, okay, then you have increased anxiety, increased kynurenine. You must bring in an adequate amount of omega-3. And what's fascinating, right, is think about during the pandemic, we had more people that experienced anxiety, stress, went on, had mental health challenges. It became the talk of the town. During that time, and even now, like depression meds are up in a huge way. And so when you look at that, you go, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, during the pandemic, for instance, much of what people were encouraged to do were exactly the things that you needed to do so you wouldn't increase kynurenine and you wouldn't have an inflamed gut, right? So they said, stay inside. Well, now you remove vitamin D.
Right.
One of the reasons why we have vitamin D in the balance oil is because it's a cofactor that helps optimize. They said if you can't go outside, I mean, you can't work out, then exercise actually helps, right? It does create free radicals, but if you're getting a good amount of fruits and vegetables, then that means you got antioxidants that are going to protect your cells, going to protect your energy. The problem was that everybody started eating out at home. It's called Grubhub and DoorDash. And so I'm eating out, but I didn't leave the house. So most of the foods people are eating are high in omega-6, linoleic acid, which is inflammatory, that causes major interruption with our gut being imbalanced. It actually causes or plays a huge role in causing dysbiosis, which means the gut's out of balance. Then you bring in alcohol. More people were drinking alcohol during that period of time than, in recent recorded history. You had a lot of people getting in fights. They broke up. They got divorces. Everybody said it's because they're spending more time together and they realize they don't like each other. And the reality is it the depletion of omega-3 that was causing all of these tempers and anxiety and frustration, right? Or was it the alcohol that deplenishes the omega-3 or a lack of omega-3? Well, we know it was a lack of omega-3, so now it's even more of a lack of omega-3 because alcohol is like pouring acid on your healthy gut bacteria, right? It deplenishes and interrupts and blocks the omega-3s from getting to where they want to be. So then you reverse engineer it and you say, okay, well, what can I do, Robert? Well, make sure you have an adequate amount of omega-3s. Seriously. And we know that for a whole bunch of other reasons. So that's why we got to get tested. Then once you're tested, then you know. And then you can do something about it because you can test again. So that's number one. Number two, make sure you're eating plenty of antioxidants, right? Eat a variety of fruits and vegetables. We live in a world now where people are prone to keto, carnivore diet, not eating, eating one meal a day, like everything designed to like interfere with having an adequate amount of antioxidants as well as polyphenols. So, man, no wonder everybody's like a mess right? And according to the CDC, and I'll pause, 90%, Dr. Oz the other day said 93% of all adults in the United States of America and kids do not get more than 15 grams of fiber a day. Well, if you're not getting 15 grams of fiber, when we were at one point consuming 100 to 150 grams of fiber, then fiber is necessary in the pathway to reduce inflammation in the body and to create a really strong, healthy gut lining. Like the data is like right there, man. And it's like, okay, well, what can we do? Just keep watching the use of antidepressants go up. Everybody's just guessing and not knowing. And the reality is we actually are aware of something that could help every person walking around on this planet. So I'll pause.
I'm going to jump in here. And you know what? It's really sad. What's really sad is on my counter, I'm looking, there's a rainbow of colors, from peppers to fruits and eggplant and tomatoes and sweet potatoes. This is right in front of us. And what really saddens me, especially when it comes to children, that people are so quick to put a child on medication and then not even thinking about it, when someone's on balance oil. And, oh, well, we're not taking that anymore because he was put on a prescription med. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so sad to me. When here you have these prescription meds that cause all these horrible issues, especially for children, when this is right in front of you, Robert, and it just frustrates me to no end. And ooh, how do you make someone realize and understand that something that is so good for you is right in front of your eyes?
It's an educational part,
Right.
right? So I started a few years ago. I shared this with you. I want to do a Black Health Challenge,
Yeah,
and I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it. Okay, so so it's there, but I wanted to write this paper, and I had to like read all these historical books. And what's interesting, what I've discovered, and I actually finished this article. I just haven't published it yet.
mm-hmm,
But and this is interesting because it ties into everything, and it's all about why it's hard to reach people.
right,
If you take Black people in the United States of America, okay, we know that there's a disparity with health.
right,
They're way more likely to be obese. I mean, big numbers, like 57% more likely to be obese as a Black woman compared to 40% for a white woman. 2-3 times more likely to have high blood pressure. That's huge. More
yeah,
likely to die from cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, and the list goes on and on. And I wanted to write it in a way where it's like, okay, I want to highlight this disparity, but I also want to provide a solution for everybody,
right,
right? Okay. So that being said, when you go back to Africa, right, before you had the typical average Black person in America,
mm-hmm,
everybody in Africa years ago lived near the sea line. They lived near lakes.
yeah,
They lived near rivers.
yeah,
They ate a lot of fish,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
right? So they got a lot of omega-3s. And when they ate meat, they ate things that ate a lot of grass, a lot of, grass related like stuff, right? From the earth, which has more omega-3s in it. So when you did eat an animal, it was way richer in omega-3s, right? If there were chickens, I don't know if they were in Africa at that time, but the eggs we know were way higher in omega-3 and less in
right,
omega-6.
yeah,
And then they started moving inland and got away from the water and started eating the things that were inland and started eating more of the things that started becoming manufactured. So
mm,
now you look at in the United States, and Dr. Artemis actually did a report on this, Dr. Simopoulos,
right,
80% genetically, 80% of all Black people in the United States of America right now metabolize way faster certain enzymes that are on the omega-3, omega-6 side. And what this means in short is that if you're Black and you have that genetic connection, going back to the mainland back in the day, you're way more likely to be inflamed.
Right.
Way more likely for mental health, way more likely for cancer, obesity, everything that we're talking about.
Yeah.
More than anybody. So if I was sitting and doing a presentation and I was in a Black church and you had 500 Black people and I walked them through step by step by step how we got to where we are, and then I say, here's a test to confirm what I'm saying, I'm going to win over those people. And that's the challenge that we all have. How do you get people to hear it when you don't have the time or maybe the knowledge or understanding to walk a person through how we got to where we are?
Right.
Then they can relate.
Yeah.
Right? Because other than that, it's my opinion against your opinion.
Right.
And they think they already heard it. So how do you get people to listen and learn? And then the best part of it for us is that we have a test.
Yep.
So we can give you the background, and then we can put you in a position where we say, okay, even if you don't believe me, take the test.
Yep.
Then we're going to find out.
Yep.
Love it. So
Amen.
true. Yep, for sure. Well, I know today we're trying to really keep it close because we have a whole lot of things rolling on this week for sure. And please, everyone, share our link to our Facebook group. Robert, thank you again for joining us today. Veronica, how's the Wi-Fi?
Right.
You doing good?
Well, I came upstairs.
All
I'm gonna have
right,
to move my office upstairs.
Good job. Well,
So
please,
you know, you got to buy one of those extended routers.
that's
Well,
it.
you'll have to
the
tell me
repeater.
about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you all about it.
And I
have one
retested
also,
it, so I'm waiting.
Yay!
All right.
And I did my gut test too, so I'm waiting.
Yeah, Veronica and I are both waiting for our second test results and our gut test results. So we're
I did
very
vitamin D
excited. Can
too.
hardly wait.
Oh, that's
for
right.
sure.
Yeah. So the gut test should be here any day.
Yeah, we're excited for sure.
Yeah.
We hope everyone has a wonderful holiday this week. Please be safe. Stay safe if you're on the road or in the air or wherever you are. But just count your blessings because we count all of ours. And we're so happy and thrilled to have you here and being able to share with you things that are important that we know we want to get the message out there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer your questions, help you get started on whatever you need to get on the right path for your health. And we're so excited to be able to give away a package real soon. I can't wait. Can't wait. So,
They want that libido package.
I know. I'm hand carrying our last winners down to Arizona tomorrow. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. And today's
Very
my
exciting.
anniversary, so I'm getting
Happy
taken out to dinner.
anniversary.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Awesome.
Happy
Everybody have a
anniversary.
great week.
What's that, Robert?
I said happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I want to thank everybody as well. I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving, safe, blessed Thanksgiving. And we look forward to meeting everybody back here next Monday with our special guests, Dr. Christina Kill and Robert Ferguson.
Yay.
We look forward to having everybody again. Hey,
right.
quick question.
Everybody have a great week.
Did you have your interview with Dr. Simopoulos today?
No.
You?
Oh,
No,
okay.
not today.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
We're so looking forward to that.
Yeah, we are. I'm looking forward to it too. So we're working on it. Trust
All
me.
right.
I wish it could have
Everybody have a
happened.
great day, and we're out of here. See you next
Okay.
Monday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.